Hello everyone, this is the Husky here. I'm going to be casting a 4 versus 4 that I played. I'm going to be spawning the big giant noob down here, the red Protoss in the bottom right side. My allies are going to be Mustard. He is a real life friend of mine. We are good old pals. And also Andy Zoom, the cyan, light blue-ish Terran, my god, I know the game better than that. I know how to tell the three races apart, I swear. This is Zerg. He's also a real life friend and a good one at that. And then our random ally is going to be Irish, the purple Protoss up in the top center. Now, we are playing random 4 versus 4, but 3 of us queued up together, so we have one random ally. We are going against Sangkumi, pink Zerg, Open City, orange Protoss, closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here is the green Terran, and then the yellow Terran is going to be 11 down in the bottom center-ish side. Now, as this game's getting underway, I do want to mention that I think my internet is fixed. I have been able to play a lot of games without disconnecting at all, so hopefully I can get back into doing some 1v1s and also 2 versus 2s. When my internet's not working, I prefer to do 4v4 just to allow, if I disconnect, at least my allies still have a chance, so I'm not totally jerking them over. You guys thought I was going to say something else, but I didn't. And, yeah, so that is, oh, looks like a very early spawning pool here from Sangkumi. He is getting an Overlord, and he should be getting some Zerglings, it looks like. Yep, 3 Zerglings times 2 equals 6 Zerglings is how many he has on the way. And I also realized the other day, did not know this, I am really close to the top 100 on YouTube. That is pretty friggin' sweet. If you haven't subscribed, please do it. I am actually almost top 100, and how awesome would it be to have StarCraft 2 in the top 100? There are other games. I think there is a Call of Duty person in the top 100 already. C-Nanners, he's an awesome guy. But, yeah, I don't think there's any StarCraft in the top 100. So if you haven't subscribed, just help shove StarCraft into the top 100, and I don't know, we can do it together. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go do it. But right now, I do have some Zerglings running down here to me, and let's have a little chat, guys. My main problem in 4 versus 4 is that I always cut my Zealot. I did not start making the Zealot until I saw these Zerglings on the way. And basically the build I go, a lot of the times, is either 4-gate, of course, you guys know that. But a lot of the times I also like to go for 1 base Colossus, and also 1 base Phoenix is really fun. This game I'm going for 1 base Colossus, which means I usually cut my Zealots, and yeah, and that's what happens when I do that, is if I get rushed, I'm in so much trouble. And then oh god, this is so bad. So bad. So I'm frantically running around here trying to defend. You guys are watching me lose to a Zergling rush, which, you know what, in my defense, I always lose to Zergling rushes. And turning your probes around to attack, I never recommend, but honestly, at this point, I'm so screwed that I didn't even know what to do. And he did run his Zerglings all the way in, and I have my Zealot there to help out. So I did decide to turn around and attack with probes. I usually don't do that, but in this situation, it was so dire. And I just realized both these Zealots are just chilling in here, not building. So that's 200 minerals that I don't have, which is ridiculous. I'm super bad for leaving that in there. So don't make those same mistakes I did of cutting too many Zealots and not canceling the 2 Zealots that are building, and then attacking with the probes. Never a good idea. So I am super far behind. I am way behind everyone else. I have 20 supply. Although, look at this. The Zerg player only has 14 supply because he did do a super early rush. Apparently, he decided it was a good idea to get a hatchery. So, definitely don't want to do that. You want to actually get out a bunch of drones. And I guess he had a bunch of minerals left over, so he did decide to get a hatchery. So I'm finally getting a pylon up and running here. And I also pulled most of my probes off of gas there for a little bit. You didn't see it, I don't think, but if you get rushed like that, just use all your chrono boosts on probes and just get your economy back up and running. And I was in this game going to go for the Colossus build I was talking about, but since I got rushed, I decided to switch to 4-gate. And thankfully, my ally built me a bunker here, because I would have been so screwed if those Marines ran up inside my base. That would have sucked. Would have absolutely lost. So Mustard here is going to be going for Banshees, and Andy Zoom looks like he is going for, what's he got going on? He has a bunch of Zerglings on the way, and also expanded really quick. And then our other ally, our Protoss, is going for 4-gate. So he is working on getting out some Stalkers and stuff like that. While the opponent Zerg now has his second hatchery up and running. His economy is going to get back on track here pretty soon. The orange Protoss actually went for a 4-gate as well. You can see all the stalkers now on the field. And this Terran going for, oh, look at this, Marines and Marauders. How original, guys. Then again, I can't talk because I always go 4-gate. So it looks like actually both of them are going 3 racks. And also have a command center on the way, which they can land at this high yield expansion very quickly. One thing I don't like about this map is Terran players can take that high yield expansion, and you basically have natural defenses here. So if you upgrade to a planetary fortress or just even set up siege tanks and bunkers, very difficult to defend. So my Zealots did finally spawn, thank goodness, and I do have my warp gate technology on the way. So I am trying to get back on track. I haven't gotten this gassed yet because I do need more workers, and just now going to be grabbing that. And I should just be constantly producing workers since I'm already behind anyway. And the reason I'm going the 4-gate is that's the easiest way to get units as Protoss is to go the 4-gate. And since I lost my economy, I figured, well, I might as well do whatever gets me the most units as quickly as possible. So I do have this army now, and you can see my army size is at 42. So I'm not leagues behind everyone, but I'm definitely not where I should be. And do we have some Banshee action going on? Yes, we do. One Banshee up here getting 3 kills, 4 kills, and Banshees are so fun in 4v4. If you are the one using them, not if you're the one getting attacked by them. So he is flying that around. So he did slow the Zerg player down even more. You gotta remember that's the one that did do the rush, and he's also working on killing the spawning pool. Might as well kill it if you are able to. So we decide to attack the Zerg, while at the same time though Terran, they are moving out, and they do not have shared unit control, but they are in a giant ball perfectly, and my base is very well undefended. But at the same time though, there is going to be a big battle over here. Zergling's running down to try and intercept this, but I did a fatty force field, or maybe that was him. I at least did the Guardian Shield, so we did kill off those Zerglings, and we're going to be killing Pink. At the same time, though, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. I do have some units up here, but they are not going to be able to hold this off, because Marines and Marauders, you know, they stem, they run in, and they will kill everything that I have, which is exactly what we just witnessed. So he's running over here, doing the insanely difficult to do Marine Marauder micro, and I'm trying to run my probes away. I don't actually have a whole lot going on. All I have is 500 minerals, and I do click my probes through this army just to get them away from there, and one random Banshee flying in there and getting taken out. But I'm dying at the same time, though. Pink is going to be dying, so it will be 3-on-3, it looks like. Yeah, my enemy base is definitely destroyed here. And I'd be running my probes, man, as far away as possible. And my ally, I think he goes for Blink. Yeah, he just finished his Blink, it looks like. So Purple does have Blink Stalkers now, and a little bit of Micro does make those cost effective. And the Banshee over here is just slowly shooting all these larvae. That's going to take a while. And yeah, come on, Zealots. Eat up those broodlings. So I'm running around with my probes. I really have nowhere to go. It does look like a couple Marines chilling out here by the tree. Actually going to get a couple of kills while they're standing there. And I'm not sure what closing time is actually doing right now here. Looks like Mustard's lifting off his expansion. So I lost my base. This gateway is still somehow surviving. Both attacks that gateway has survived. And he's going to start regenerating shields right now. Run away, Banshee. No, don't lose the Banshee. Banshee does get away, and the siege tank gets a shot off, blowing those Marines. You can see that one throwing his gun. And we do have a bunch of stalkers over here. This is not what you want to engage, though. Although he actually intercepted those last few, and he may have enough here to actually kill us off. So force fields were used there to try and split up and trap the army. And I have busted through these rocks with my units up here, so I'm going to go ahead and take this high yield expansion. At the same time, though, Orange is pissed about it. He has sent his units up here. And I'm like, oh no, this is not good. So now I'm running my probes over here. I feel like this is just, I don't even know what to call this, but I'm trying to run my probes away. These are all the probes I have. This is all I have in the game right now. So I am stuck by these rocks. Orange, he's like, I smell something suspicious going on here. And over Skype, I'm screaming, God, guys, please come help me. Please come help me. I don't want to lose all my probes. My probes, you can see they're scrambling to try and get out of there. Purple's trying to help me out. But, oh, the probes, the humanity, every single probe getting attacked here. So I click through those so that I can run my probes like that. I have 4 probes right now. I think it's only 4. Yes, I have 4 workers. If you look at the units tab, that's all I got. I have 4 probes and 2 zealots. Banelings, not going to be able to blow that up. Which Banelings are not very good against Stalkers because Stalkers do not count as light. So Andy Zoom deciding not to use that against those. However, here's something more juicy to blow up into. It is going to be the Marines. And missed Micro there, so most of his army did get taken out. The Marauders are going to run away. So Andy Zoom able to soften up those armies. And I will look at the army size tab. So Pink, actually, does Pink have nothing? I didn't realize we eliminated Pink at this point in the game. So Pink actually has nothing. All I have is some buildings. And oh, my allies are so nice that they took this expansion right when I was going to mine there. And so I'm actually having to run my probes all the way back down here. And I'm going to build a Nexus right there. So apparently we did kill pink. Right now, though, it is definitely a 3-on-3 game because I'm completely out of it. I'm not doing anything. There goes my Nexus. It'll be up in about 25 minutes. So it is now 3-on-3. We do have a Protoss that went a 4-gate and has Blink Stalkers. And just looking at the supply counts, though, the green is kicking it with 104, and then they have 82 and 62. So I think that they're doing pretty good, especially since there is a lot of Marine and Marauder. That's very difficult to deal with the army composition we have, which is just gateway units. So it is going to be up to Andy, I think, to try and get some Banelings or maybe some siege tanks to soften up this army. And look at him running around with his Marines and Marauders. So there should be a big battle here. It looks like we are going to see the army with these watchtowers decide to engage right here. Banshees need to be careful, though, as Mustard, no, the Banshees, the humanity of those Banshees. He misclicks there and loses every single Banshee. That cost us a lot of money. At the same time, though, we are going to be attacking the Vikings, working on killing off the Medevacs, which those Medevacs are low on HP, so not a complete waste there. More Stalkers are going to be running down here, though, and you want to keep an eye on these supply counts. They're kind of scary. Blink Stalkers up here, although it looks like Open City had Blink as well. And no, what is happening to our army? It is all sent to the graveyard, and units lost tab. Apparently, I still have lost the most units in this game, but we are quickly losing our armies here. And actually, some cute little Blink micro here by Irish to keep his army alive as long as possible. But it is eventually going to get taken out. So now we have this giant army. Not only did they kill our army, they also killed our expansion in the center. Apparently blinking there just for added effect. Siege tank on the low ground does get taken out. So we just lost everything. We actually have nothing right now. And they have a bunch of Blink Stalkers as well as Marine and Marauder attacking us right at this moment. And look at the supply counts. They are definitely doing better than us. They do blink up onto the high ground. Does Andy, our Mustard here, actually have enough to deal with it? And it does look like the Banshee is doing as much damage as possible, but they keep scanning and spotting them, which Banshees do a lot of damage if they go unchecked, which is kind of what we're seeing right now. And somehow it looks like Mustard here is going to hold just barely. More reinforcing units. Here comes Andy Zoom finally with all of his Mutalisks. He does have those on the field now. Able to clean that up, no problem. So barely able to hang on there. Needs to make sure to repair this building unless he wants to lose it, which I imagine that he does not want to lose it. Bringing off all the SCVs. There we go. And at the same time, though, we decide to... Actually, this is just Andy. That's all he's got left. Decide to counterattack. Apparently, there's a Marine in there. And it looks like Yellow could be in a lot of trouble, although he did lift his bunker, or his supply depot. I'll get it right eventually. And all those Zerglings are going to die because they cannot run into the main. And I'm actually microing these Blink Stalkers right now, as Purple realized I don't have anything, so I'm just going to do the micro. And the very first way I micro is getting them into the Terran base where they are completely trapped. Mutalisk getting taken out. I'm still microing some of the Stalkers here to do as much damage as I can. I try and blink down there. This Stalker doesn't quite join the party, and I at least see a siege tank that I can kill. So I kill off that siege tank, and the rest of these Stalkers are so screwed. So I'm like, okay, well, thanks for control of your units. I just got them all to die. Hope you're cool with that. And I finally have my Nexus up and running. Apparently Mustard is taking my base. What a dweeb. And so I'm using Chrono Boost. I'm just queuing up probes because that's all I can really do right now. So the, let's see, a bunch of Stalkers, and we have our Mutalisks up here. And it looks like some Stalkers right here that we're going to engage. Keep in mind, I'm controlling the purple units just because he's working on his macro. We could have actually probably killed that off, or at least softened it up quite a bit. However, more Marines and Marauders are on the way. Lots of Medevacs, lots of Vikings there to deal with what we have, which is currently just going to be a lot of Mutalisks. And Andy Zoom is making more Zerglings as well. At the same time, though, Mustard does have... He finally has switched to more useful units rather than the Banshees. Not that I'm giving him a hard time. The hatchery has been canceled. That drone has a 0% chance of surviving, as bullets to the face are not a good thing. Oh, look at that sweet micro. Able to blink away with 2 HP remaining. And the Green Terran does have +1/+1 attacks and armor. And they also have expanded down here. Look at all these production buildings going on, as that is going to be difficult to deal with. So here they come up here. Banelings do have the speed upgrade finished. They do not have any upgrades, though. Zerglings trying to soften this up as much as possible. Here come the Banelings right now, trying to roll down. Green actually splitting up his army fairly well. That actually was really, really good. He put it in a giant circle. He actually knows what he's doing. And so those Banelings didn't actually do anything. Now Stalker's not going to be the ideal, so I'm trying to run them up here to get them away from the Marines and Marauders, and I want to see if I can get the high ground advantage, but they do have Medevacs to spot that, so I am going to back out. So now they're moving into Andy Zoom's base, and I just engage this directly with the Stalker because they are already attacking. And we do have all the mutas, some more Zerglings running in here. as well as additional stalkers blinking up here to take this out. So we somehow hold that off. There is a bunch of stalkers over here. I think Orange kind of forgot that he had this army, and looks like Mustard finally macroing up a really good army to hold that off. So able to hold all this off with very minimal losses, all things considered. I mean, but if you still look at the units lost tab, everyone has lost a lot. And my expansion's finally up and running. I guess this is my main base now. I'm still trying to work on units. Apparently, I get supply blocked because I've been busy microing all these stalkers. So I'm going to work. This is what I like to do when I get really far behind. Just go for High Templar or Dark Templar. That's kind of the best thing to do. If you're super far behind, just because they can be really cost effective if you get a couple of DT kills. Plus it forces them to have to micro using their scans and pay attention. So now the stalkers are on the move once again. Mustard is moving out. We decide to attack Yellow's base, and we also see that there's a command center for closing time up on the high ground, and we do kill that one off. And we are moving into the base right now. It does look like Green, though, is going to run over here. He does use a stem and run into this army. He does have a massive upgrade advantage now with the +2 attack, although Mustard does have good positioning with siege tanks on the high ground. Doesn't kill too many units there with the siege tanks, but he did soften that up. I decided to counterattack up here, and I do intercept Orange right now, and I decide to blink right on top of it. I do remember doing that. So I'm killing off all of Orange's army. And here comes Green right now. He is super pissed. Even got a Thor. Thor is here in this army, and so that will make it very effective. And these stalkers get out of there, able to blink away. And I intercepted all of his probes because the Mutalisks were able to lock this down. But now I'm in this weird situation where there's a bunch of Marine and Marauder, which are very good against basically everything. And so I did have to back out with that. And we are going to try and kill this Nexus right now. Green decides to apparently send his Thor up here. So at the same time, though, Mustard is going to be killing this off. So right now, it is, I would say, about 3-on-2, because we just killed Yellow off. But my base is still not doing very good. And so I decided to run my Blink Stalkers up here. I told Andy on Vent to show me the high ground so I can get away. And we do kill out that Thor. However, these units are running up here, and they will kill me off, so I got to be careful. I'm trying to evacuate out of here safely. I'm not quite sure where the green player is going, but he has a pretty massive army, lots of medevacs as well. So that army very, very healthily put together when he decides to actually engage that. And once again, I'm continuing to micro these units while getting my base. And I do have my Dark Templar ready, so I have one Dark Templar now that I am going to attempt to use. It looks like Mustard, though, in a lot of trouble. A slight mismicro there. He is going to try and siege the tanks. It will be too late. I think that siege tank only got one shot off. So closing time, closing this army down in good time. So we lost that army now, so that is no good. And it does look like Orange has been macroing pretty well. Green has a lot of money, but he is using all of his production facilities here. You can see he has so many units queued up, as he does have Marauders out the wazoo, and it's just continuing to pump a lot of units. So his army is now very scary. I do have one DT right here. He's going to start killing stuff. He's got 2 kills, gets scanned, and taken out immediately. So I'm like, oh boy, I need to run away from this. This is not somewhere I want to be. And apparently he's pinging down there, not quite sure. But anyways, here comes another army. I do have another DT in this army. He is trying to do as much damage as possible. No kills so far, as they do have the shield, so they are surviving the first poke. And he scans once again to kill that off. He's actually paying attention here. And so able to kill that base. Looks like he's going to run down here to kill this base. Mutalisks have to fly away. There is not enough units in that army. And I do decide to counterattack here because I'm controlling those stalkers. So I figure, you know what, stalkers are going to be worthless against this army. So I'm going to go ahead and attack the orange player's base. And he doesn't have that much left. Just all those stalkers remaining. And I do kill those off. And thankfully our purple player does have +1 attack. But we do have this giant army now attacking our base. I'm not quite sure why he ran all the way over here. Probably because he doesn't want to attack the Terran, as siege tanks can wreck your day. So he did stem a little bit of micro, going to kill off the drones, killing off one Banshee. A bunch of Mutalisks are here. That is a lot of Marines, though, and they do have the combat shield. The medevacs are going to be getting low on energy here fairly soon because they're trying to heal that. So the Zerglings are running in here. Mutalisks trying to do as much damage as possible. My DTs have just arrived. I'm not sure if he has actually seen these DTs yet, though, as DTs are so good in 4 versus 4 if they don't have detection flying around. So now with Banshees, Marines, and Marauders, we are going to clean this up. Even a Colossus getting in on the action. And all of this was finally able to kill the Marines and Marauders. The medevac's trying to get away, but that is not going to happen. They are completely dead. And apparently the pink player is still in this game because I saw him select some units. So yellow is just now getting back to into the game as well. I didn't even realize this.